He moved before I could record this. Somewhere over there, if you look really close, not sure if I can point, we've got a bunny. Lookos is way over there. He's over 100 feet away, and this is not a good camera. Anyways, I hope he doesn't eat too much of my garden. Let's get started with the garden. So over here, with the bucketed tomato, well, this is a Thai chili, and as you can see, it's still producing peppers, even though it's been over 100 degrees out. By the way, I'm in Grimes County, Texas, zone 8, and it's been over 100 degrees pretty much all week, so a lot of the stuff is not doing well. These buckets, this is the third year using that same soil, and this tomato is basically producing absolutely nothing. So I'm probably going to pull that one out and replace it with beans. This tomato's produced for a little while, but oh, I got one piece of fruit way down there. That one I just kind of cut off the main stem and left the small one. But as you can see, this bucket's still producing fruit, as is that bucket. Now, this big giant greeny area here is sweet potatoes. We got slips from one sweet potato, several sweet potatoes from HEB, only one was really successful, and planted them out here, and they have just absolutely taken off. In the buckets there, I've got moringa, and they seem to be doing well, but I'm pretty sure they're root bound at this point. These are a Filipino tree. They should be about 15 feet tall, but they don't tolerate freezes. So these three, you can barely see them here. These 4 buckets are like this guy. Probably won't get big enough to produce seed because they'll probably die over winter when it freezes. We're hoping to get 1 or 2 of these in the ground and just see how big they get before that happens. I still need to harvest my onions. These were originally intended to be scallions and just didn't get harvested enough, so they bulbed up. Not particularly big, and I've got grass in here. I need to catch up on weeding. Now, I'm using bush beans as kind of a cover crop everywhere that there's nothing else growing. So I put bush beans down here. These are strike beans. And as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beans growing. Not really, a really bad germination rate. I'd say that's probably like 10% germinated. So I need to get fresh bean seeds. Over here, these buckets used to be garlic. That one's got beans in it, and so does that. But as you can see, really bad germination rate. My old chard, I still haven't got around to cutting this all off and dehydrating it. This chard is coming up on 2 years old now, so that really needs to just go away. We basically used a couple tires as planters, and this one's got, as you can see, some bush beans coming up and a bunch of weeds in it. And this has nothing but weeds at this point. So go to the bed back. Oh, let's go to this first bed. And touch on this. I've got some fresh chard growing, and this actually looks pretty good. I'm going to let that get just a hair bigger before I start harvesting and dehydrating it. Over here, my wife's bell peppers. They're a little droopy. We're under water restrictions, so we don't get to water these as much as I would like. And I'm not sure if you can see that on camera. I've got all these little white specks on the leaves. I have no idea what that is. So if anyone can make a suggestion on what that is or how to deal with it, please let me know. And then underneath, we've got a bell pepper. And on this one, we've got a couple bell peppers. And here we've got a cherry tomato that's just gone everywhere. I kind of don't want to cut it all off. The cage is actually like fallen sideways. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this around for spring or not. And then on the other side here, we've got a tomato that's not doing very well, and some eggplants. And the eggplants look okay. This one's even got flowers. So we'll see if those flowers turn into fruit. Now, this bed is Serrano and Thai chilies. And let's see if we can see. Yeah, there's what looks like a Thai chili. And those look like Serranos. The plants seem to be alternating in what they actually produce between the two. So I think I've got some cross-pollination issues going on in this bed. Like, that one looks like a banana pepper all the way over this. And initially it produced something that looked like a Thai chili. So my guess is those are going to be really spicy banana peppers, and it got cross-pollinated from the banana peppers in that far bed. But these seem to not mind the heat at all, and as you can see, are producing like crazy. Man, it's going to be spicy this weekend. Yeah, like over here, we got peppers and peppers and peppers all over this plant. There's another big one in there. Same thing with this plant at the end. Now, this bed was kind of my leftovers. I tried to start habaneros and jalapenos. I'm pretty sure the jalapenos I planted were actually banana peppers that were mislabeled, because they look like banana peppers. They're all yellowy. If you look at that one, those look like banana peppers. I have gotten some habaneros, but they tend to be a light color, and when they get fully ripened, they're turning bright red like a tomato. So once again, I think my peppers are doing weird cross-pollinating issues. And then at this end of the bed, it's pretty much all cherry tomatoes. I planted way too many cherry tomatoes, and they've stopped producing flowers at this point, probably because of the heat. There's one starting to get red. Actually, I'm going to just take that. I've got a lot of bird pressure, so basically if I don't get the peppers or tomatoes as soon as they got even the tiniest bit of color, I'm not eating them. Now over here, that really pathetic looking plant down here was an eggplant, and as you can see, it's got a couple fruits on it that aren't looking too good. It had basically all the leaves turned yellow, so I pruned off all the yellow leaves, like this one, that one, a couple days ago. And these also have the weird white specks on the leaves. I don't know what that is. And ants. But that one seems to be healthy. That eggplant seems to be healthy. And over here I've got tomatoes that are just going everywhere. Like, they aren't ripening up, but I've got fruit growing all over this plant. This plant's kind of been my rock star of the garden for tomatoes. And I need to harvest these after I make the video, because as you can see by that one, if I don't harvest them quickly, there's going to be a bird over here eating. And I've got lots of dead stuff, and I actually don't know what causes this, so any insight would be good. If you want to add a comment about what this is. Basically, I've got branches where a couple inches from the stem, they basically turn brown and die. And they're all over all of my tomato plants are like that. Which we can see very well. Like, that's okay, and then this is all dead. Okay. I've basically given up on the blueberry bushes here, and grass is kind of overrunning them, so I need to mow that down. Try to keep those alive till next year. And here's the calamansi tree. This is basically a Filipino lime tree, and it seems to be doing pretty well. This one's like, I think 2 years old at this point. It's getting up there, but it's not getting tall and it's not producing fruit. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm not gonna worry about my corn, but since I'm out here, go take a quick look at the oh man, the septic sprinklers are running me all wet doing this. Take a quick look at the compost bin. I've concluded the only good reason to have grass is so you can compost it and use it as fertilizer. This is a bad time. Let's just go in the chicken area to show you that. I've basically been running around the property with a 16-inch push mower, which I will tell you, spending 2 hours with a 16-inch push mower in the middle of summer is not pleasant. Yeah, hi. But I've got this about halfway full of grass clippings, and we took a bunch of charcoal or ashes from the fire pit and just threw that in, some bok choy. One of my chickens seems to like jumping the fence and laying her egg in there. Yeah, a bunch of targeted little birds. But hopefully this will get me some compost next year. And it happens to be where my septic sprinkler head waters it. So, hey, free water. Not going to complain about reusing water. Okay, ladies, can you move so you're not under my foot? Those chickens actually produced 5 eggs yesterday, so we're getting there. Don't come out of the chicken coop. Come on, stay in there. If you want to see more about chickens, they're on Wednesday's videos. But that's it for this week. And as I always say, if you're not gardening, you probably should. I mean, why not produce your own food instead of grass? And you get to wear a cool hat.